Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hi ho ho, it's me, Paul Dano, back at it again with a new episode of the Boy Time Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by Babby.
Yay.
It's still weird to not say Paul, but that's fine. I don't know. Just like a ghost or something. It would feel better just to say with Babby and Paul. That just rolls off the tongue a little better. Even though we don't know anybody by that name and have never known anybody by that name.
Phonetically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It just sounds right.
Speaking of sounding right, we're back. We took a week off, holiday break, kind of, even though we did one on Christmas. We did not do one last week. I had no notes. Nothing happened. I'm pretty sure you didn't have anything either, right?
Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Yeah. So I think we decided, you know what, let's not just make it a rambling episode. I think I did come up with an idea for if that happens again and I catch it early enough where we can do like a shorter episode and then just like we both kind of watch or listen to something and then kind of report and do a little walkthrough of what it is. But that would just probably be like a little 20-minute supplementary episode. But, you know, I think I noticed that I didn't have any notes on that Friday before we were set to record on Saturday. So a little bit too late. So we're back. We're back. Stuff has happened. A lot of studios are back in the office, or maybe not, but they're back working on things.
The metaphorical office.
The metaphorical office, of course. There has been a lot of gaming news. So I'm going to, jump out in front of that. First off, we have one incy bitsy little smidgen of movie news. And then I wanted to talk very briefly about the Boba Fett show. 2 episodes of that have come out. And I, want to give my thoughts on it. I think it's pretty decent. So we'll get into that later. And also the weekend dropped, and we have the video on the main channel. So if you are interested in seeing our reactions and first discussions for the weekend's Dawn FM, then be sure to check that out on the Boy Time channel. Anything else to plug? Our Twitter is very funny. I think it's probably the funniest Twitter out there. Plus, you get notified whenever anything goes live, which is a big plus. So I think it's at BoyTimeYT. So there you go. If you want to follow us there, that would be epic. I try to tweet every day, something very hilarious and or relatable. So there you go. Follow us there. But without any further ado, I think let's just jump right in to the news. I'll just get the movie news out of the way first. And it is in regards to the new Pixar project, Turning Red. Are you familiar with this?
Yes, we've talked about it multiple times, I think.
Oh, okay, great. So then a little bit of a news update. They announced that this is going to be the third movie that is going to be exclusively on Disney Plus instead of going in theaters because of the Omnicron or whatever it is. So they said they're scared that nobody's going to go see it in the theaters, so they are just going to release it on Disney Plus. Which, I'm not the biggest fan of this. Because I really miss seeing Pixar movies in theaters, seeing the little short videos that play before it. It's been a while. I think the last one I saw was Onward, and that was in March of 2020. So I was lucky that I got to see it at all. Because for some people, it would have been like Incredibles 2 or something. So that's a little bit disappointing. But that is just coming out in a couple months, March 11th. That is going to be on Disney Plus. I assume it's going to be for free. All of the Pixar ones have been for free, but the Disney ones have been $20 if you want to watch that on Disney Plus. So hopefully they don't do that for Turning Red, because then I will turn red in anger. But that's
Angry
that.
emoji.
Very angry. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see Turning Red?
I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Luca?
No.
Okay. Luca is very good. We already talked about that in the year-end review, didn't we? Yeah. Forgot about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't think I got too into it because I don't really remember it. I saw it in June of last year when it came out, and then haven't really thought about it again. Except for sometimes, but not a lot. So yeah, that's a little bit of movie news. The rest of this is going to be Epic Gaming news. And yeah, so we had the CES, the Consumer Electronics Showcase, I believe that's what it is. I don't know acronyms, but Sony was there, and Neil Cuckman was there.
Let's go.
Yeah. So people were thinking that, either The Last of Us, I don't think their show was I don't think that was very likely. But some people were saying that the Last of Us remake was going to be there, or that whatever Naughty Dog's new project is going to be will be there, because, Neil Druckmann is no longer just a director. He is now the I think he's like the chairman of he might be the CEO. Did he become the CEO of Naughty Dog?
He's first or second.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Exactly.
He got promoted from being everybody's favorite game director to being some businessman. So it would have been like, Reggie coming out and announcing a new Mario game or something. But that didn't happen. I don't think there was any news in terms of new Naughty Dog projects. I think the main thing that they were pushing there was their hardware stuff, namely the PSVR 2. So that is a thing. I don't know if the PSVR is can you use that on the PS5?
That I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, they're making a new one. And I think that's really what they were wanting to show for the most part. They did talk very briefly that they have, I believe, 16 studios that are actively making games for the PS5, which is, I guess, good to hear, because we don't have very many PS5 games. So it's nice to know that they are coming. I'm pretty sure that Horizon got a release date it's in March or April, I think. Just out of nowhere. They're like, hey, this is coming out right now. So that's pretty cool. They also announced that they're working on a new Twisted Metal game, which I think is pretty cool.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. Been a hot minute since the last Twisted Metal game. It might have been on the PS3, actually. I don't know. I never played them, but they always looked fun. Just a big old demolition derby, to the extreme. So, hopefully that's good. I don't think they announced who's working on that. Or if they did, I didn't see it. I didn't watch the showcase because I'm not a nerd who cares about hardware.
Yeah,
So
who watches CES?
I wouldn't dream of it. You know, give me a PlayStation showcase where there's one good game out of 40 minutes. That's what I like to watch.
That's what I love watching, and then 20 minutes of visual novels.
Ooh,
The
another
others are
anime game?
JRPGs. Yeah.
Oh, I love those. They're so cool.
And there's like 2 cool indie games that I'll forget about in a
Right.
week.
Yes. But watching an hour-long Sony showcase where they were going to talk about VR, I'm not going to get a PSVR 2. What are you, crazy? The Quest
Although
2
I
is
think people
wireless.
do like PSVR. So,
They do. It is very accessible,
yeah.
and I don't know how it tracks. Like, I don't think... Do you need a base station for the PSVR? Because
Don't know.
that's the one thing that's nice about the Quest 2 is that everything is
Yeah, like
internal.
automatically sets. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an older piece of hardware, so I'm guessing it goes off of like the original Rift kind of style, where you have to have. Oh, they might use a camera. I think there's an external camera that like tracks your space or whatever.
For what?
For like, it's like the Kinect kind of.
Oh, for the
I think
PSVR?
this is for. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Where
Oh,
you
yeah,
put the
it does
camera
use the
over,
PlayStation camera,
and then-
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
it tracks your space that way.
yeah, it does the PlayStation Move controllers, which have those big light balls, and that's how it tracks. 'Cause I think that's how it worked on the PS3 too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
I don't think that's going to happen on the second one. Maybe I don't know. I
I
feel like the
have no idea.
technology is farther ahead now.
Yes, I'm looking at a Tech Radar article about it.
Oh boy.
It looks like that they're getting like actual controllers. They're not just using the old, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Move controllers. They're actually getting VR controllers. They're called the PSVR Sense. And they have the rings, so it's probably a camera in the headset. Because for those who don't know, the not PlayStation, but any VR controller that has those rings on it, those are shooting infrared light out. And then on the Quest 2, there's like a couple cameras that are infrared cameras. And so then as you're moving around, then those infrared cameras can track those infrared lights that are coming out of those rings in the headset, or in the controller rather. So that's what these are kind of giving me. There's a lot of rings. There's actually 3 rings on this thing. That it's kind of crazy. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So there's 4 cameras on it. And those are going to be controller tracking. So looks like that's going to be going out later this year at some point. There's no price or release date for it. But, most likely, I think the first PSVR was $500 for like the whole bundle. I think that's pretty likely to be similar in this one, if not a little bit more, because they've really upgraded this. And
I think with the way the market is, they'll probably be the same price.
probably, I know.
Yeah.
I think the PSVR is like
better. Sony's having issues hardware wise, just
Yeah.
to like get games out for things. So I feel like they wouldn't
Yeah.
charge too much for it.
And we'll even see how this works in terms of like how easy it's going to be to get, because people are still having troubles getting
Yeah, true.
PS5s.
People can't even get PS5s yet. So
And that thing's been out for almost a year and a half, 2 years. I think that was summer of 2020, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know.
they usually do them holiday, so it might be 2 years.
Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, no news other than that on the CES stuff, at least that I saw. So who knows? There might have been like, hey, God of War is coming out in August, and I wouldn't have known. But I feel like I would have seen something about that.
No, yeah.
So there's some other things that aren't Sony related, so we'll be jumping into that. So we had a big Microsoft announcement this week, a couple days ago. And I guess kind of an Ubisoft announcement, which I don't usually care about, but since it's related to Game Pass, I thought I would report on it. Ubisoft is I don't know if this is already out, but they have a service called Ubisoft Plus now. It's like EA Play or Xbox Game Pass or whatever, where every new Ubisoft game you'll get for free as long as you're in this subscription service. I think it's just like EA Play, so think of it like that. And that is coming to Xbox Game Pass with a big asterisk. So, for those who don't know, EA Play, something very similar. If you get Xbox Game Pass at any of the tiers, you get EA Play for free, which is a great deal because nobody's going to pay for EA Play regular. Might as well get Game Pass on top of it. Ubisoft Plus, it looks like it's going to be a separate subscription where you're going to be paying more. So I don't know who's going to pay for that because it's an Ubisoft thing. I guess maybe it's cheaper than buying the new Assassin's Creed every year for $70, but
Should you just pay a $10 a month subscription and then beat it 1 month and never touch it again? Like
Yep.
Usual.
So I guess that's pretty cool. I know. I think Ubisoft's been like wanting to ramp up things a little bit more. And I think there's been some talks about a new Splinter Cell game coming out, which that's just the Tom Clancy boys doing their thing.
Yeah, that's just them in every conference being like, "Is this Splinter Cell?" It never happens. It's just some like weird Rainbow Six zombie ripoff.
Yeah. I think like this one's a little bit more concrete. Like they posted something with the 3 dots thing and then they were like a job listing. So they were like specifically asking for people to, start working on it. Which I mean is a good way to confirm it, I guess. It's like, hey, we're going to make this. Do you want to make this? Then you should
Now they're
send
going to
your
be in every
application.
conference being like, "Where is Splinter Cell now?"
Yep. Which I mean, rightly so. This thing, I played the last Splinter Cell game and it was very good. So I would love a new Splinter Cell game, assuming it is good. But anytime I can get some stealth gameplay stuff, that's some of my favorite. So yeah, that's coming to Xbox. And so the first thing that they announced is that Rainbow Six zombie spin-off game. It is actually just coming to Game Pass, straight up, on January 20th. So we will definitely be doing a full-scale review of that.
Oh yeah, so I'll be putting hundreds of hours into it.
Yes, I can't wait to play as... I can't think of a single Rainbow Six. Sledge. I'm going to play Sledge and Sledgehammer a zombie, and it will be awesome. Yes. Why play Back 4 Blood when you can play Rainbow Six Extraction?
Hooray! Why support the Turtle Rock games when you can play a Ubisoft game?
Yeah. I don't know why, like, the Left 4 Dead genre just kind of blew up, and I don't think Turtle Rock expected that at all, because now every studio's doing it as soon as Back 4 Blood came out. So, because I think Overwatch is doing something like that too, ain't they? Just with robots. So.
Yeah, it's their campaign for 2 if that game ever comes out, which I'm still determined on it never releasing. So.
Yeah, Jeff Watch is dead, and so is the second guy.
Yeah.
And Blizzard.
They're going down the chain of command at this point, so I don't know.
Yeah, all of the people who are working on the game is dead. Everybody in the company is dead, or should be. So it's, an unfortunate happenstance. But let's talk about something good. Some exciting gaming news, I think. So we got the first modicum of something about Breath of the Wild 2. Something leading to a release. We got the pre-order links for Breath of the Wild 2 are on Amazon and Best Buy right now. You can look at them. They do not have cover art. They do not have a name. They barely have a release date, and that is December 31st of this year, because that is a placeholder date.
Placeholder.
Yeah. So it literally is absolutely no information. Like, I've never seen a game page have just like a gray box that says no image preview, but that's what the Amazon page looks like for Breath of the Wild 2.
Does that every other year.
Oh, okay.
Except they have like the actual name of the game, and that's how the game's name gets leaked.
Oh.
So I think it's just, I think it's just one of those, the file mining Andes find those and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we know. Like, every single thing I've seen about this game, it's just the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I hope they just call it that.
I don't.
It's okay.
When it comes to like Zelda names, they're already so like clunky sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Ocarina of Time and like Wind Waker. Like, what is a Wind Waker? What does that even
They
mean?
sound cool.
They do sound cool. And Breath of the Wild like made sense because, you know, you're surviving. But I also hope that it isn't just Breath of the Wild 2, because that is also kind of lame. So we'll have to see. But I don't think this is like leading up to like an epic trailer that's going to be coming out next week. But this is just a sign that Nintendo is getting ready for stuff about this game, which who knows when that will be. If I was to put on my speculator hat, I would say that they may do something on March 3rd, just because that is the anniversary. It would be the 5-year anniversary of Breath of the Wild, which is absolutely crazy to think about because it does not seem like it is 5 years old. But they might do something. But like that is a very like slim chance, because that is very arbitrary, and I doubt that they would do anything for that. But I've been wrong before. And the only other bit of gaming news is a little bit of a leak. It's a big leak, actually. And I don't know how much of this you're going to care about, because it is all of it is Star Wars gaming related. But
I'm already asleep.
I know. So I'm just going to go through it a little bit. But some of it is actually interesting if it's true. So I'm going to preface all of this by saying this may or may not be true, but
Alleged.
It's all alleged. I'm getting this all from the leaker Bespin Bulletin, which they are I guess I would say reputable leaker, but you know, that's like saying respectable businessman. That's a funny joke. Bespin Bulletin, they have reported on things being like, hey, Jedi Fallen Order is going to be shown in like this date, and then like it will be, or like they tend to be right about a lot of the leak stuff. Don't know how their sources haven't been fired at EA, but I guess they're good like that. But we got some news about the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Again, not a big fan of that title because it is very bad. Anytime you have 2 subtitles for a game, I think that's very whack.
Taylor's version.
Taylor's version. But so it's Star Wars : Jedi : Fallen Order. I think that's how that game title is laid out. We know that the sequel is in development, but this one is not going to be called Star Wars : Jedi : Fallen Order 2. It would probably be Star Wars Jedi new subtitle, which I guess is fine, because I guess that new Plague Tale game is also doing that, but it just makes it hard to differentiate. But the inside sources say that we are going to be getting a reveal / gameplay trailer on May 26th at Star Wars Celebration, which I guess makes sense. I think Disney is saving a lot of stuff for this Star Wars Celebration. The only reason I say that is because at D23 this year, which is Disney's big expo thing, they announced like 8 Marvel shows, and the only thing they had in terms of Star Wars stuff was they had that interview with Kenobi. Well, not with Kenobi, it was with Ewan McGregor and the director. And then they announced that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie is canceled. So they were really pulling their punches at D23. So they might be gearing up to do some stuff at Star Wars Celebration, which I think is very likely because we have a lot of Star Wars games in development that we have not seen anything for, like the Ubisoft's open world game, or I guess Quantic Dream. We saw that, so we just saw that. So I guess they get a pass, even though I did see that people are the main guy in Quantic Dream is apparently a bad guy. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Is that new?
Sure.
Well, I mean, I feel like I should have known that because I've been like hyping.
Oh, I had no clue.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know either. So I saw some people were saying that they are not going to be buying this Quantic Dream Star Wars game if that dude is not fired. A sentiment which I will echo because don't do that. It's like, stop. What, Blizzard and now this, the 2 most respectable companies in history? What is going on? But enough about that. So it looks like Jedi Fallen Order is going to be shown at Star Wars Celebration and then a release this fall, which I don't know if that's true. I doubt that's true because we don't even know the name of this game. Well, I guess we don't know that for Breath of the Wild too. We were just talking about that. But like, we don't know necessarily that this thing is like we haven't seen a single thing. EA has not shown a single thing other than we know that it's being made. So like, I doubt that it's going to be coming out this fall. That's something that the inside sources tend to agree with me on. That's what they were shooting for when they started actually producing it. But everyone got sick or something. I don't know. I'm a little bit behind on the news. I've been recording it and then just watching it when I have the time. So I'm still in like 2013. So I don't know exactly what's going on. But I've heard that there's might be some things that are affecting production time schedules or something. So that may have hindered Jedi Fallen Order 2. But we also got some other leaks about Star Wars things. We got the KOTOR remake shown at the last PlayStation showcase. This one is rumored to come out in 2023. I think that is likely. But they seem to have done a significant overhaul to the actual moment-to-moment gameplay of KOTOR, which I think is going to make some people very angry. It's going to make me very happy because I hate the gameplay in KOTOR, and it is probably the only reason that I haven't played it at this point. I guess if you don't know how KOTOR plays, it is essentially a third-person turn-based combat game, and it runs about as well as that sentence did. It's not very good. So they have seemed to done a serious combat overhaul, and the sources are saying that it is similar to the new God of War or Neo, which Neo is that Dark Souls or Sekiro ripoff thing that Koei Tecmo does, and God of War is God of War. So I have no idea how that's going to look, because I don't think of those games being necessarily similar to each other. But I guess we'll see. That has potential, because I think anytime you can get rid of the old KOTOR stuff, the better. And then the last little bit of epic Star Wars gaming leaks is that Lego Star Wars is apparently coming out in April or May, with May 4th being the obvious answer there. I would say, yeah, right, I've heard that before. We'll see. I think that game is going to come out in 2024 at this point. But, who knows? The Twitter for the Lego Star Wars game has been picking up a little bit, not really giving a whole lot, but, giving a little bit of something, a little motion graphic of a character. Like, they just did a Boba Fett one a couple days ago, and the show was a thing. So I know they're like starting to get a little bit more in the public eye, so they might, but I don't know when they would drop a trailer. There's no big events or anything in February or March. They would have to like host a separate thing, unless Warner Brothers just does a showcase, which would be odd, because I don't think they've ever done that, to my knowledge. But I'm not a professional gaming journalist here. I'm just a Boy Time channel. So I think that is it in terms of epic Star Wars gaming leaks. That's it for gaming news, actually. Now, I could talk about the Boba Fett show, but I've already been talking enough. Babby, do you want to talk about music?
Oh boy. Let's see. We haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks.
I know.
I guess we can start with Nas. Nas released an album
Again?
last year. Second one.
Oh.
Magic. It was pretty good. That's literally all I can say about it. I feel like I have a weird disconnect with Nas, because like he makes really good music for being as old as he is, but like I just can take it or leave it, I guess. It's just kind of like, yeah, you're pretty good still, and this sounds good, but I'm not gonna like keep listening to it, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know, it's weird. But people seem to be really liking this one, and there are a couple pretty good songs off of it, so good job, I
Pretty
guess.
short.
Yeah, it's a short one. 30 minutes. King's Disease 2 was almost an hour, so. Just like a little afterthought, I guess. Not quite a deluxe edition, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because the sound is very different. But I think Hit Boy is still main producer on here, with some exceptions. But those two are a pretty killer duo, so. Good stuff there. The Weeknd obviously came out.
Yes.
Yeah, reaction up for that. I'm still loving that thing.
Me too.
I feel like the consensus is split right now, which is strange. Some people are just not messing with it.
Really?
And then some people are saying it's like the greatest thing ever. That's all I've been seeing.
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's the best thing.
No.
I do.
I think
like
they're
it.
mostly Weekend stands that are saying it's like the best thing ever.
Oh, well, I don't care about them.
Yeah, they're very passionate. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand the criticisms of this. Maybe this is less of a commercial sound, to the point where a lot of his commercial audience isn't ready for something like this.
Maybe.
Because this record isn't very radio friendly, just in the way it's sequenced and everything. I mean, the first half is pretty heavy on like these could all be on the radio easily.
Yeah.
But I mean, the second half is like kind of one long song almost. So, and then people were saying like every song sounded the same, which is not true. I just don't know if people have heard this kind of synthwave before. I don't understand.
Or do
'Cause I
people
thought it
know
was
how an
really,
album
really good.
works?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because, like, a lot of times on albums, songs sound similar to each other because that's
Yeah,
just
it's
how
kind
that
of called
works.
a theme sweaty. Get used to it.
Yeah.
After Hours did the same thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot more varied than this, but this one had a more consistent feeling to it. But no, I've been jamming this thing, and it's stayed at this great level and hasn't dropped off at all. So
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
yeah, I'm a
Even
big
after
fan.
the fact. Yeah.
I think I like it better as a whole piece, like over After Hours, but like as a like songs, I'll say After Hours definitely. But,
Yeah. I
you know,
think
I
that
just
might be.
love the Jim Carrey editions.
Jim Carrey's great.
It's so
It's
good.
so weird that like Jim Carrey is like really makes this album.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
it's just so cool having the intro and then having Jim Carrey go on and do the radio thing, and then you get like the radio intro, and then it just splits them up like perfectly in like three times, where like you'll be vibing for like 15 minutes, and then he'll come in and just remind you like of the radio show, and it'll transition. It's just a really really cool and well executed thing.
yeah.
So
Everybody is
yeah.
stupid for not liking this album.
I think this will be a grower on people. I mean, like I still can't believe I like Take My Breath as much as I did. Or
I
do
can't
now.
believe you didn't like it. I
I
really
didn't
like
like
that
it
song.
as a single. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it, and then I like the extended version, but like I listened to it maybe once or twice. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for the record, and now it's like hearing a completely new song. So
It's
I
so
don't know.
good.
I think I just needed to hear everything surrounding it to like really get it.
Maybe.
But strange, but very very good. The Smile dropped a song, their first song.
The Smile?
That is the trio of Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, and I forgot the drummer's name. Forgive me.
You
He's a
stupid.
very prolific drummer. I don't know, but we knew this thing was coming. Last year they announced it, that they're forming a little trio. So they dropped their first single. It's it's good, but it's not the level of Tom York that I like usually. It's very 90s Radiohead-ish.
Oh, like Creep?
Oh. Yeah. It's very alt 90s kind of grunge punk type stuff. Which isn't bad, but like that's not the kind of Radiohead I like. Usually. But there are other songs that they have that they've kind of played at like live. I think it was like a fundraiser festival that they played at or whatever. That do sound really good. So I'm hoping this comes sooner rather than later. They are up to 126,000 monthly listeners now. I didn't know this thing existed until it just popped up on YouTube and had like 6,000 views on like Wednesday. I'm like, are you guys even going to promote this thing, or are you just going to drop it and hope people see it? Because I saw no press on this at all.
Yeah,
It just kind of came out.
They don't even have an about page that says like this is Tom York and other Radiohead
that is
people.
very Tom York. This seems like a very fun side project for them, so I'm sure they're not looking for any like marketability or anything. I'm sure they're just having fun.
Yeah,
Which is good.
that is good.
But yeah, I mean, it's very Tom York to just be like, here's a song. I won't say anything about it. Just listen to it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But hoping there's more to that soon. Although it can wait a little bit because we're a little stacked at the moment. Which is good because I felt like December was kind of like easy sailing. I got to listen to the albums a lot that were on my list because there wasn't a lot coming out. But now it's hidden. And last year sucked in January and February. There wasn't really a lot. But
Yeah.
this year, though, a little different.
I don't know.
What else we got? Earl Sweatshirt dropped another song, Titanic. The record comes out next week, and I still have no idea what it's going to sound like.
Good.
And we have a third of the album in singles.
Oh, really? I
Every
didn't
song
realize
is
that there were
very
so
different.
many.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 tracks and like, well, it's a typical Earl Sweatshirt album. Like, it's going to be literally like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is fine because he doesn't do, as we know, he doesn't do choruses usually. So the tracks are long enough and are as long as they need to be. But
Yeah.
Titanic it sounds like a really like trap song. It's really good. It's just not what I was expecting from him. But we got Titanic. We got what are the other ones? 2010 and what's the other one? It's with Arm & Hammer. Tabula Rasa. They're all completely different. So don't know what the record's going to sound like next week, but I'm very excited for it because all 3 songs have been really great. No surprise there, but that'll be cool. Also next week, FK Twigs is dropping a mixtape, she called it. It's basically an album, I think. It will have the song with The Weeknd on there, and then I think that was the only single she had for it.
Yeah.
But I think it's like 16 songs. So we eat next week. Twigs and Earl, and then Corday is also dropping his second album. I think Lost Boy came out in 2019, I believe. He's kind of more of like a J. Cole type, except younger. So I'll be interested. I don't know if I'm like super excited about it, just because like that style of rap is I've kind of grown out of that at that point. All the Chance the Rappers and J. Cole's and that kind of thing. That's kind of like, if it was 2016, I'd be all up on this, but a little bit past that. But I'll still listen to it, of course. So 3 heavy hitters dropping next week. We also have Earth Gang at the end of the month. And then what else we got? We got Black Country New Road on the 4th of February. And hopefully Kendrick soon, maybe.
I think it's going to come out on January 28th.
Okay. I'm going to say February 4th to mess up my timeline.
It has to be before the Super Bowl,
It
or
does. Or after, like directly after.
he's going to use the Super Bowl as an announcement.
Ooh.
I think it's one or the other.
Okay. The only problem with that is like he's sharing a stage with like a lot of other people, so I feel
That's
like
true.
the attention's not gonna be on him.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's possible. I don't know.
I'm not him.
I'm gonna put a prediction for February 4th because with the luck that I have usually, and the release schedule this year, that seems like everything's stacked in 1 week. I'm thinking February 4th is gonna be the week.
Okay.
That way, if it comes out, then both the albums of the year will be on the same day. So we'll just have them stacked. And then I don't have to listen to music for the rest of the year.
Well, that'll be nice. You'll be able to take up crocheting or something.
Yeah.
Which I know you've
And I think
always
this is going to
wanted
come
do.
true because then that would make it difficult for us because we'd have 2 albums to react to. So we'd have to schedule it. So it'd be a little weird.
That would be a little weird. I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah. I feel like Kendrick gets the first spin. I could wait a day for Black Country.
Yeah.
It'd be a hard 24 hours, but I could wait.
I could wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like itching for the new Black Country. I know you and Bam Jab are big on that.
Yeah. I think you're gonna like this one more though.
Okay.
It's a lot more I don't want to say organic. It's a lot more like traditional. There's no like crazy freakouts.
Okay.
And the singer is, I think his name is Isaac. I need to stop calling him that. I don't know. He's actually singing. This isn't spoken word. So.
Oh, he's not doing the Bowie thing?
He is a little bit, but he's got a little bit more of a melody to him this time. So.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that's not my most anticipated.
No.
Well, I think we already got my most anticipated, other than this
Exactly.
Kendrick thing. Yeah.
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 But good start to the year.
I'd say so.
It's gonna be stacked again. So I think we're definitely interested in weekend tickets again. Hopefully we get first dibs since we had them before.
We have the priority booking day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because After Hours was a heater, and then just to put this after it, and some of these songs are like really, really great.
It's
to have that in a stadium tour, having both those albums getting played. Wow.
Is it gonna be like the whole album back to back?
I really hope so.
I hope so too.
He's a performer, so he's gonna do Tyler stuff where he does outfits and stage choreography and setup and stuff.
See, that's gonna be cool.
So I'm really hoping he does like a after hours first half of the show, intermission, and then dawn.
That would be, yeah,
So yeah.
that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. So open to concert
Yep.
again, you idiot! Why'd you cancel it?
We also have Lucy in a month, and then we have me and Babjab have Tyler in a month and a half. So I'm just praying to the gods that nothing happens. I'm double cheeked up, double vaxxed up, ready to go. So we'll see what happens. I hope nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about this Lucy concert. She
Yeah,
might,
I'd be more bummed if the Lucy concert got rescheduled.
yeah, because that's our only
It's a
tickets that are
perfect
set in
venue,
stone.
It's a perfect size. It's like
Yeah.
everything. So we'll see though.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
that's it.
I think so.
Wow,
I've been digging Kate Bush a lot, so
that's
that's the only other thing like in my playlist to go over. But
I just edited Kate Bush. That'll be out today.
haha,
Yeah,
I'm loving that thing. Packing to move with like the weekend and then Kate Bush back to back is like a workout in its own. She's got like the grooviest music ever.
yeah, that's an interesting combination.
They're both just like super long and like flowy and
Yeah,
just But
I
yeah, good week for music. We'll keep it posted in the next coming weeks. Next week, I'll have a lot of homework to do for the podcast, but I'm also extremely busy next week, so we'll see how much of it I get to.
that's okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we'll also have to make the announcement that the Kendrick album is coming out in a couple weeks next week.
Of course, yeah. I already have that in my calendar. So
Okay, good.
yep,
So
I'm tapped into the mainframe.
You heard it here first. We are going to be announcing that the Kendrick album is coming out next week. For sure. Put it on the books. This
better
will not age bad at all.
Better not. If I have to listen to 4 albums next week.
No, it's not going to come out next week, right?
Okay.
No.
Right?
We're just
that would
going
never
to
happen.
announce that it is coming out.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the third biggest artist in the world just dropped an album, and now he's off to the side.
Yeah.
Adele dropped last year, so nothing will happen.
Kanye's making Donda 2.
That'll never happen either.
True.
Although, would be welcomed. I know he's having a midlife crisis with Julia Fox right now, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, what's going on?
You know, I'm just gonna let him do him. Yeah.
Okay.
All I'm saying is divorce Kanye is unhinged, so
He is
I'm here
unhinged.
for it. I'm here for it. As long as he stays out of the presidential race. Like I've been liking him. He hasn't been doing anything crazy since he's gotten quote unquote divorced. So
What do you mean, quote unquote? He got divorced.
I don't know if it's like fully official yet.
Oh. Okay.
That's the thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Kim Kardashian is kissing Pete Davidson.
Yeah, and then Kanye has Julia Fox. So it's a weird timeline.
This is the bad timeline. Any
Yeah.
timeline that has Pete Davidson kissing Kim Kardashian is the bad timeline.
I mean, good for Pete, but like,
Pete
yeah.
Pete keeps like swinging up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Pete just
I mean,
skinny stoner white boys are just like
yeah, and MGK with
yeah,
Megan
with,
Fox?
Megan Fox, yeah.
he is weed or he is smoke. I forgot what he said.
He
He's
is
weed.
weed.
He is
Yeah.
weed. Yeah.
Yeah, dude's a full-on Joker.
Yeah.
So, never give up. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
That's the moral of today's story.
Honestly, I don't know how MGK got Megan Fox with by far the stupidest sentence I have ever heard in my entire
Well, it's
life.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, but Megan Fox is like, she's been around the block. Like, not in the
True.
sex way. Like, she just has experience, you know? She's
True.
old and mature. And seeing MGK saying, I am weed, after she said,
It
You
is a
smell
pretty
like
good
weed.
line. It is
No,
pretty good.
it's not. If I walk up to some like smoking hot chick and I'm like, "Hey, you smell like weed," and she says, "I am weed," that is a immediate
I'm
red
taking
flag.
it.
That is a
No, no.
that is not
That's a
how.
quick comeback, and like it makes you think. That blows
What
me. And I'm
what
in
does
trouble.
it make you think about?
Like, wow, someone just said that to me. This person has confidence. You know what I mean? Like, no sane person would say that.
That's true, but
Like, you got to have like the utmost confidence in yourself to just shoot that off in full confidence, like right on the spot.
yeah, I don't think that would work for me. But maybe that's just me.
Never
I'm
know.
sure Megan
Megan
Fox and
Fax.
MGK are in a very loving and fulfilling relationship.
Yeah, and they're very public about it.
They're
Which
very
doesn't
public
need
about
to
it.
happen, but it's fine.
Yes, it is by far the steamiest relationship on the internet.
By far the stupidest one. They're literally like 14-year-olds.
Yeah, it's like watching a middle schooler like
Yeah.
relationship on Instagram
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
those are rough. So like
Yeah.
anytime you have to relive those, like when it's full grown adults, you don't want to do that.
No.
It's very cringe. Um but yeah,
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
shoot your shot, kings and
Yeah.
queens and NBs. Go get 'em.
Apparently, we have exclusively NBs on
Okay.
Spotify, so keep that in mind. Do not say "ladies and gentlemen."
That's why I added NBs.
Okay.
Inclusive.
Um.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all I
speaking of cringe, I do want to briefly talk about the Boba Fett show.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. But it's got the Grant stamp of approval. That
Uh-oh.
means that he hates it.
Oh.
So that's actually a good thing.
Okay.
Because I talked to him the other day. I was like, "What do you think of this new Boba Fett show?" And he was like, "Oh, I hated it." I'm like, "Okay, great. So I'm gonna like it."
Now we got what?
Now I gotta watch it. And I mean, it's not like the best. You know, I think it does some things right. What I was hoping for was a classic lawful evil archetype, because that kind of was what I was getting from the trailer. Because he took over Jabba's palace and he's trying to be the new crime lord on Tatooine. But he was like, "I'm not ruling through fear. I was ruling through respect." And I'm like, "That's cool. Like, that's a cool archetype to do." I've seen it done right exactly 2 times, I believe. And so I'm like, I'm willing to add one to the list, but I am not confident that a Disney Star Wars project would be able to do that. So far, it has not, but the majority of the show has been focusing on Boba Fett after Return of the Jedi, after getting eaten. Only man to have gotten eaten and survived. I don't know if that's true. Probably not, because Hercules did it in the hit film Hercules.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Those are in the same universe.
Same universe, same company. So like, yeah. But yeah, so like you got to see him like go out of the pit, and then the Jawas stole his armor because they are very mean and rude. And then he's like, this whole time he's been basically just chilling with some Tusken Raiders and like teaching them how to fight and use machines, which is actually kind of cool. Like I do kind of dig it. But I think like the more compelling stuff is the stuff that is set in the post Mandalorian stuff, which is, I guess, quote unquote present day, where it's like him trying to rule Tatooine through this different method because Jabba, killed people that, disagreed with him and like used intimidation and bribery to kind of get his way. And Boba's like, "No, I just kind of want to, I want to be their boss and they have to pay tribute to me. But like, I'm going to, we're more chill about it. Like we can have disagreements and we can talk." And some people are like, yeah, that's super chill. I like that you're doing that. And some people are taking advantage of that. And so that is interesting. That is just an interesting dynamic that isn't like, you know, tied to Star Wars, just separated in and of itself. Like you could make like a Scorsese crime movie about that and it would still be interesting. So that's what I watch it for. But lately, like the past 2 episodes have probably been like 2/3 Boba Fett Tusken Raider adventures and 1/3 present day interesting thing. So we'll see. I don't think there's a whole lot of Tusken Raider adventures left after the second episode. I think we're like pretty much caught up to where we see him in The Mandalorian. So that'll be pretty cool. So that's it. I mean, there's only 2 episodes out, so like I don't have a whole lot to say. But yeah, I would recommend it if you're into that kind of thing. But it isn't like, I don't know. It's on like the same level as like the Marvel TV shows where it's like they're kind of fun, but like I'm not going to recommend like WandaVision to someone who hasn't seen any of the Marvel movies. It's like you kind of have to be in it to really enjoy it. So if you like Star Wars, then check it out. This isn't one to skip because it's bad. There's some Star Wars stuff that you can skip. This one's pretty good so far. So we'll have to see if it's as good as The Mandalorian. At this point, I say there's a chance because The Mandalorian is pretty good, but it's not perfect. So far, it's the same vibe I'm getting from this Boba Fett show. Here's to hoping that the Kenobi show is better. But, you know, it probably is going to be bad. So just got to keep expectations realistic. But that is it. We'll have a full review of Succession Season 1 next week. We'll be finishing that very soon, in the next couple of days. We just finished well, no, we did not finish season. We finished episode 6 tonight of Season 1. Very crazy. I'm really enjoying the show so far. How have you been feeling about Succession?
I really like it.
Yeah? Do you think it's the best show you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You're really just gonna...
Second only to Phineas and Ferb, the TV movie.
Oh, not even the show, just the movie.
No. I feel like the show was leading up to the TV movie, and then that really
of
just
course.
expanded upon the Phineaverse and Ferbiverse.
The PFCU.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. That's interesting. I didn't know that you would do, Dark So Dirty. I know that that's like our favorite show collectively.
Oh, of course. I love Germans.
Me too.
And nudity.
Well.
And time loops.
And bad endings. I'm a sucker for those.
Oh, shut up. No, that show's pretty great, though.
Yeah. I can't get over the ending. It is very bad to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we got the English ending. We should have watched the German ending.
We did. We weren't watching the dub.
Maybe the English ending's better.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
You don't watch the dub of Cowboy Bebop and then get like a different show.
Well, when I watched the Netflix version, it was different though.
Well,
Know what I mean?
you were were you watching the live action version?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the English version.
Yeah. We'll be back next week.